Hi, I'm Kelsey. I am a medicinal aromatherapist and a teacher and a PhD candidate in social anthropology, among other things. And one of the most common questions that I get on this YouTube channel is, how do I work with these medicinal grade essential oils and what are some safe tips, right? So as you might have known, if you Google essential oils on an internet search engine, all kinds of stuff comes up. And that is because essential oils are not FDA or federally regulated, or there isn't a world organization of regulating this. So you really have to do your due diligence and your research into which brands, what sources are you working with for the essential oils. And I'll go into why. So over the years, I have fell in love with Wisdom of the Earth. So they're medicinal grade, therapeutic grade. They're hand ceremonially poured in Sedona, Arizona. And the owner, Audrey, she personally knows all of the farmers and the sources that we get the essential oils from. And besides there's one co-op that co-op knows all of the farmers individually. But she's built up a really good relationship with these farmers and tests them and knows that they are either biodynamic, organic, really going into the respect and the sacredness of the plants and the essential oils. And you can feel that. I encourage you to try out one of the oils from somewhere else and a Wisdom of the Earth oil. They are super high frequency. They're very chatty and talkative. You will feel all sorts of things come up. And yes, all my clients say the same thing. They're amazing. And why is it important to be hand ceremonially poured? So again, it goes into the sacredness of how we're treating things. So if you're having an oil that's going through machines and going through metal and being pumped into all these different individual things, as opposed to being lovingly put into a bottle, you're gonna feel that. It's like a plane. When I'm going through the airport and I'm just being corralled and so many people and I'm being shoved on this plane and not being spoken to, being treated like cattle, basically, I'm not in a very good mood. But if I have an experience where perhaps there's not a lot of people and I'm being greeted by name and I'm being taken care of and I'm being seen and heard, then I have a very pleasant experience. So it's the same thing with plants and trees, right? They are living beings, and there's a lot of scientific research out there that I'm happy to share. That's part of my PhD research about how plants and trees have sentience, right? They have feelings, they have intelligence, they have adaptations, they talk to each other. I mean, there's so much research about the fungi networks of how trees talk to each other. It's incredible. So we need to open up and take that into consideration when we are working with essential oils, because essential oils are basically their life source. So it's the oils and their glands that the plant or the tree uses to heal themselves when they are injured or sick. So they're giving that up for us humans to use so that we can heal ourselves. I'm on my soapbox. You asked for it, you're getting it. So how do you know if an essential oil is medicinal grade, and how do you know that it's top-notch quality? Well, they're going to tell you. So for example, I have Lang Lang from Wisdom of the Earth here, and this is my test too. So I will go, if I'm looking at a new company, I will look at their Rose, their Neroli, and their Lang Lang, because a lot of times these essences are either chemically altered or diluted, or won't be honest about if it's pure. And so oftentimes you can, number one indicator of that is price. So if I go into a shop and I see a rose essential oil that's $20, I know right away they've diluted it, they've chemically altered it or something, right? Same thing with Lang Lang. And so you'll see on this label, it says complete, right? So this has gone through a triple steam distillation process, and it is absolutely complete and pure. And you can smell it too. I mean, this Lang Lang is so potent. You just need one drop and it's like, whoa. So good. So the other thing I want to point out is if it's top-notch medicinal grade quality, then they will have a country of origin. So on this bottle here, it says Madagascar. You know right there that we source this from Madagascar. You'll see the temperature, it says cool. Then you'll see the process, it says steam distillation in 3 stages. You're going to see the plant part flowers. So they're going to tell you what part of the plant they're using, which is really goes into the energetic quality. They're going to tell you the color, it's just yellow, and quality wild. So the quality wild means that the farmers and collectors have gone out and wild hand-picked the lang lang plants to use in the essential oil. And oftentimes they're going out very slowly and asking permission from each plant if they can pick them and use it in the essential oil. So hence why a lot of the medicinal grade essential oils are high in price, especially from Wisdom of the Earth. It's because we take that time to actually make sure that it is a sacred process. So that is one thing to watch out for that you can look at directly on the label. The other thing to think about is we went into the temperature. So in Lang Lang, it was cool, but also you want to look at skin sensitivity. So oftentimes that'll be on the bottle as well. So this goes into a little bit of safe practices, right? So bergamot, for example, this is a citrus, is made from the rind of the citrus fruit, and it is skin sensitive, and meaning it's photosensitive in this case. So if you're putting it on your skin and you go out in the sunlight, oftentimes it can cause a skin rash. So that's something to note with all citruses, also sometimes lemongrass, those kinds of things. So you want to make sure that you really read the label and understand what you're looking at. And the next thing is temperature wise. So this here is Aowan. It is a very hot essence. So other ones might be a thyme or a cinnamon bark, something like that. For Wisdom of the Earth, because these are pure medicinal grade quality, they are going to be hot, very hot. We don't dilute them or anything, right? And so there's a couple of different ways you can work with the hot essences. One that's always safe, you can put a drop or two on the bottom of your feet. So typically on the bottom of the feet, there's a higher skin density, there's calluses. So the hot essences are going to be great on the bottom of your feet. The other way to do this is to sandwich the oils. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a cool essence, like a lang lang or a lavender, and put that on first on the area of your stomach in a wide area. And then you're going to take the Aowan, the hot essence, and you're going to put that inside the hot essence circle. And then you're going to take a cool essence again, so your lang lang or lavender or something else, and put it on top of the hot essence and seal that in. Now, how many drops? How do you apply the essential oil? So we talked about some of the hot essences. So typically an adult dose, average height, average build, those kinds of things. You can do about 10 to 12 drops every 3 hours. Test it out. Start with a little bit less and then work your way up and see how you feel. But literally these medicinal grade essential oils can go anywhere. And I'm just talking about Wisdom of the Earth here. So a lot of times you might read, oh, you need a carrier oil with the essential oil to apply it on your skin. Not with these. Because they are pure and not chemically altered, then they can go directly topically if it's a cool essence. If it's hot, we talked about it, you want to layer it. And if you start, but you always want to have a skin test patch. So typically most people, I've never met anybody that has a skin sensitivity to lang lang, but who knows, they might be out there, right? So you always want to take a drop of whatever you're working with and put it on your skin here. So I have a drop here. And just rub it in and just see how it goes. Oh, so good. And if you start to see a little bit of redness forming, then perhaps you might have a skin sensitivity. In that case, do not use water. You want to use a carrier oil like a coconut oil, an olive oil, sesame oil, anything that you have, and you're going to rub that in and basically make sure that it's all diluted on your skin like that. Oh, I love lang lang, so good. And so the other way to work with essential oils is, number one, breathing. So it's always lovely to smell it out of the bottle, but as soon as you put a drop on your hand and breathe in, it's going to change because the oil is having a reaction with your skin, with your energy, and you're coming together and co-creating this experience together. It's so beautiful. So good. And how I like to work is, there are physical levels to working with these essential oils, right? They have tons of physical properties, but oftentimes the core issue and reason why we might have disease manifesting in the physical body is to do with a psycho-spiritual or a mental reason, right? So what I like to do is tune in and just feel into my body Where does this essential oil want to go? So as I'm smelling her and breathing in, I might just get an intuitive knowing, or maybe just a little pull, or maybe you feel a tension or something in your body of like, okay, I feel that this oil wants to go on this part of my body, right? So for me, Ling Ling went straight to my heart. So next, then I would take, 3 or 4 drops and anoint my heart with her. And so you can just, it's going to change every day. Every single day is going to be a different part of your body where it goes, perhaps. But that is how I like to work with essential oil. So that's a little intro. If you're curious to learn more, I teach level 1 certification in medicinal aromatherapy, both online and in person in Scotland. So if you are interested in learning with me, I'm so honored to guide you through that. You can go to my website and sign up. I'm teaching in person in Edinburgh, September 2024, and planning on teaching online again very soon. So thank you so much, and happy anointing.